Just miles away from one of the most prolific road racing circuits in the country in Road Atlanta, we're back in Braselton, Georgia. Welcome again to Two Fat Guys, David versus Goliath Series. This time around, it's round 6 of the season, and this is Lanier. The Lanier National Speedway plays host to tonight's main event with our 8-lap qualifying heat just moments away from beginning, and of course your main feature right after that. The championship hunt has been, of course, a very tight one as of late. We've had more winners rolling in. Carson Cherry started off the season strong with 2 consecutive, but now a little bit more parity leaves the field with a lot to look out for in a critical night with only a few weeks on the schedule remaining. With that being said, welcome back to coverage live on FTN Broadcasting. I'll be your host for tonight's event. I'm David Kreutz, commentating and producing. We have 8 laps stated for this heat race. It's going to be a very short one, and it's a lot like what we've seen all season long, of course. Your lineup is already set. You're going to have at the back of it Hunter Dressler, but all the way at the front, Dalton McBride. Colby Kasinger will start second with Ian Lindell third and Carson Cherry right there behind him. You'll have Hunter Dressler, Dylan Blackburn, and then, of course, the pace truck going down and in. That leaves Colby Kasinger down low with a chance to bring things up to speed. Green flags underway. Kasinger side by side with McBride. As the pace truck is in, the field is on its way and making moves through 1 and 2. Now already almost out of the first lap. Landon Westerman now up to third place. We omitted him. He started 4th in this heat, and he's right up there in the mix as he's up in the wall. Westerman there. He'll spin around. 7 to go. No caution is expected to be called. 6 laps to go now, and up at the head of the field, Colby Kasinger has gotten away. Carson Cherry is up to third, with McBride now in second. And taking a look at the wheel work for Colby Kasinger, he is smooth as ever, calm and consistent. He's got the lead now, and Dalton McBride continues to chase. Carson Cherry looking for his 3rd victory on the campaign. Rips it on the high side. It looks like the top groove right now is preferred by all. Every driver slinging the high lane as opposed to going down low. Cherry gets to the inside. He will slide up toward Dalton McBride once again. No dice. He's not going to make a pass. 4 laps remaining, heading now to 3 this time by. Just up and ahead, Colby Kasinger in the 714 still has the lead, and he looks to be rather dominant to open up this night right up toward the wall. 2 laps to go. No mistakes so far for Kasinger. And again, you see there, Dalton McBride has his sights set on the 714. But nobody's running down to the inside right now. It looks like that high groove is the place to be. And with 1 lap to go, the white flag flying, that means this is it. Carson Cherry still chasing after the 714 of Kasinger, and it looks like flag to flag domination in this heat. There was no way that any driver could get toward him, and Colby Kasinger wins this qualifying heat. He'll start at the top of the board over Dalton McBride, and then after them, Carson Cherry and Dylan Blackburn going at it. Blackburn being just outrun to the line by Carson Cherry. Qualifying lineup as such is complete, and it looks like now drivers will take to the track for just a few moments of additional practice. Got a little bit of time to learn about what we'll see tonight. Drivers head out to the field, so let's talk about some basics for tonight's race. So, here's how it's going to go down. We have 40 laps, 40 minutes to complete them, most likely not going to need them, and cautions will be enabled. Drivers have unlimited tire sets if they need them. Setups are open so drivers can make modifications, but also that's highly unlikely to happen. All things considered, drivers have the edge in terms of strategy and how they can choose their way around the racetrack. That's not going to be a problem all night long. Decisions can be made at will. And, of course, fast repairs, not going to be in the consideration, but tires will be unlimited, so that's a huge deal. Weather tonight, constant 78 degrees Fahrenheit with a relative humidity of 45%, so moderate all things around. Wind is northbound at only 2 miles an hour so far. It looks like it's going to stay that way. Only thing that might change is the track temperature as the race goes on. Right now, it's at 113 Fahrenheit, so rather warm on the racetrack. 0.38 mile circuit Lanier Speedway is one of the only of its shape and size. A little bit more than a quarter mile, a little bit less than a half mile. It's a 0.38 mile racetrack, and so it's its own one-of-a-kind challenge. Drivers probably have some experience with this venue already because Lanier is one of the free racetracks on iRacing. When you get a membership, subscribe to iRacing.com, Lanier is one of the first tracks that any driver can run on with either the dirt configuration or the pavement configuration. So a lot of these drivers have probably gone around this track in the street stocks or the dirt cars, including, of course, the basic dirt street stock, but it's a little bit different when these dirt big blocks, of course. They got a little bit more power. They're a little bit trickier to control. And these modified machines, they have horsepower, and they are quite nimble. Street stocks, they're a lot heavier, a lot slower, and they take a long time to come around the track. But if we take a ride on board right now with the man we're looking at, Jamie Crudoff, you'll see his wheels are moving quickly, but taking a look inside the cockpit, you'll see the handwork is even faster. And not only that, but compared to pavement driving at Lanier, it is a lot more handwork. Pulling the steering wheel the better part of 180 degrees apart, back and forth. Jamie Crudoff right now is 6th of 8 drivers to have taken a time. Carson Cherry is the fastest in this session right now, and he finds himself at the top of the board with his best lap in the sub 14.7 range. Carson's going to be one to watch out for tonight. And he has been all season long, of course, a consistent driver week in, week out, and not only with consistency, he's had a whole lot of performance going with that. We talked about those opening weeks where he was able to go for back-to-back race wins, and as such, he's got points, and he's got an awful lot. A real shot to fight for the championship and go all the way to the end of this season as a title winner in the David versus Goliath Series. He just needs to work on closing it out now. That's all it comes down to. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining. We head on to our main event. Side-by-side battle again with Dylan Blackburn. And we definitely saw that before. Exciting to have these drivers going at it once more. It might be shades of the heat race we see in the main feature. Carson Cherry was only just able to outdrive the 48 of Blackburn and get himself to the checkered flag with an advantage. 30 seconds left on the clock. Cherry and Lindell, the fastest two. Dylan Blackburn catching up now to Jamie Crudoff. One new driver to look out for tonight, and that will be Landon Westerman. Westerman right now on pit road has not taken time. Looks like everyone else in practice has used at least one lap. And so the fastest of them all will be Carson Cherry right now with time to spare. Cherry at the top of the board, and he's looking to get back up there. Remember, he doesn't have the pole position. Instead, it'll be Colby Kasinger, who did not take a time in final practice. But as the checkered flag falls, in your last warm-up, it will be Cherry the quickest. Let's see now whether or not he can back up that effort with our 40-lap main feature just moments away. Drivers will line up with the iRacing official pace car leading. We'll go at it for 40 laps tonight. That'll come out to just about 15 miles. Not a whole lot. They're going to come by fast, but that's dependent on whether or not we keep it green. We've had a lot of yellow flags throughout the season that have made some of these short races a little bit longer than expected. And here's your front row taking a look at them. It is a strong combination. And this front row consists of your top driver, Colby Kasinger in the 714. And right alongside him, Well, as you take a look at the back of the field here, move up to that front row. It's Dalton McBride. McBride is in second. Colby Kasinger gets on his way. McBride will follow with third place. Carson Sherry being alongside the 48 of Dylan Blackburn. Blackburn lines up fourth with Ian Lindell alongside Hunter Dressler in the final row of your field. Landon Westerman, the first-time driver this season, and Jamie Kruidoff in the number 25. It is an 8-car field set to go racing for 40 laps when we go green. iRacing pace truck will lead him in. McBride will be on the outside. The control car is Colby Kasinger when we set it off. Let's see now what it's like for the drivers who have all been using the high side to get quick laps. Everyone wants to be up top. Only one driver gets there first. It'll be Kasinger and McBride first and second as the field builds up to speed in Lanier. Green flags out in Georgia. We're underway for round 6. Caution is out, first of the day. Let's see what happened. And it looks like already trouble in the back of the field, and it began just about as fast as the race did. That's trouble with, among others, Hunter Dressler and Ian Lindell taken for a wild ride. Take a look at this. Caution's out. Lindell to the inside on Blackburn, tries to make a move, fails, goes up high, collects Hunter Dressler and Jamie Kruidoff. It is a 4-car incident, 3 with big trouble there. As the 55 gets bobbled up and ends up sideways, he got spun back and is now on the way. He's last of the field as we get settled in again. The iRacing pace car back with flashing lights as we are due to return to action. Colby Kasinger will again be in control, but this time it's Carson Sherry who lines up on the outside. Sherry getting it up to second. He will get ahead, and so does Dylan Blackburn. Dalton McBride now going to find himself in fourth with some very quick pressure, getting the 226 and the 48 a spot respectively. Colby leading the way, 39 laps to go. Caution laps do not count, so racing is at a bit of a standstill, but that's just fine because we'll go green next time by and keep on moving. The entire field still with us here after that last incident. There is Ian Lindell at the back of the field. Jamie Kruidoff there as well. There's Westerman. Then you have those top 4 drivers who will be led again by Colby Kasinger. And they're going to get it back on their way this time by as they come out of turn 4. The 714 of Kasinger with the launch pulls it back up to speed. Right behind is going to be Carson Sherry with the 48 of Dylan Blackburn moving. And on this first restart, same front 4. Sherry maintains second, Blackburn third, all chasing the dominant Kasinger. Single file everywhere right now, and it looks like a very similar process to what we saw when it all began. We saw it in the heat race. Drivers want to get upstairs. They're getting more banking. It's a progressively banked track. And as you can see, the higher up you go on the circuit, a little bit more of a standing you have. You can push down into the corners deeper, and if you do need to send it, as we're seeing right there out of Blackburn, well, you can try, but it didn't work there. Carson Sherry still fighting against the Blackburn car here. Dylan in the 48 goes up high, tries to squeeze Sherry out, can't quite do it. Now he'll get the pass. Blackburn to second. Might be a little bit of a crossover move, though. Watch this as Carson Sherry swaps right back low. He's got it, and it looks like it's going to be Carson Sherry right ahead with a nudge. That will solidify he keeps the spot. Great work there from Carson Sherry. Colby Kasinger is now leading far and away, though, and as the opening 10 laps have passed, only one incident as the rest of the field gets things back in order again. Down low, Jamie Kruidoff. Hunter Dressler in the 64 here with 30 laps remaining. Watches as Dressler's up high, slides out. Call on the field is no yellow. We will continue. Now we see trouble. Landon Westerman goes off the track and bounces. What just happened? Well, we saw the spin, and it looks like Westerman does not avoid Hunter Dressler, to put it simply. One more look. Caution number 2 on the night with 29 laps to go. Dressler slides down and in. Yeah, tries to get it rolling, and Westerman at full speed comes in. One more time on board with the rookie in Westerman. A harsh hit, without a doubt. And from inside the cockpit, perhaps even worse. Already had a driver flip sideways, now a huge bounce up to the top of the track. Caution is out again with the iRacing pace truck. Back up to speed. These guys going about 45 miles an hour right now in pacing. Double file already. Carson Cherry with another chance. Same goes now for Blackburn. Field is double file and ready to roll this time by. Kasinger gets the jump. Green flag is out again. 28 laps to go on restart number 2. As the truck goes into the back of the pack, everyone is still with us here. Double file just a little bit. Cherry on the way high. Dylan Blackburn down low. Makes the pass. Gets to second. And now watch him go side by side again. Dalton McBride and Jamie Kruidoff. 3 wide now. Ian Lindell down to the bottom. And for the first time tonight, it looks like Lindell takes a spot using the low side, only for Kruidoff to make the same move. Now it's going to be 3 wide down to the apron, in fact, as Jamie in the 25 not afraid to go where no driver is gone and is still fighting. 3 wide for 2 laps, but it looks like the advantageous driver is Ian Lindell. Lindell gets away. Not easy to get through in a moment like that, but Ian Lindell is going to stick with it. Carson Cherry falls back and now finds himself in 3rd. Dylan Blackburn in the 48. Well, he finds himself getting a little bit closer now to Kasinger as he's finally gotten by Cherry, who has been, to this point, his race-long rival. Those two drivers going at each other more than anyone else, any pair else. Exciting to see what'll come of it with 22 laps to go. Next time by, we will make it halfway, and it's about time we get to that point. 2 cautions on the day so far. Dominant running by this man, Colby Kasinger. Kasinger has not yet lost a lap led. I mean, he has led the entirety of this session. He led the heat race, flag to flag. Now he has led the first half of this main event, flag to flag as well. But keep in mind, that doesn't mean he's going to win. If we have a late race restart, you might see drivers unafraid to push and shove against him. And that could mean some dicier racing than what we've seen so far. Don't be too surprised. Contact! Jamie Kruidoff and the 17. Caution is out. That's Dalton McBride. Watch this. The yellow flag flies again. Dalton got a run. And as he did so, ducking down and in, just skated out of line. Had it and made a mistake off exit. That was the problem. And when we say a mistake off of exit, we mean that he was trying to put things together to make a pass and just got loose off the corner. Watch this. McBride not in control by that point, and both drivers make contact. Dressler and Westerman just get away, and the caution's out again. Field will assemble itself as Dalton McBride goes down to pit road for some extra service. Already looking at a double file field, and the pace truck lights are still on. The drivers are already prepared to get themselves back in the mix. Next time by, Kasinger and Blackburn, your front row, as Carson Sherry drops back to third. Here we go again. Restart number 3. And to this point, it's been about 10 laps per run. Let's see if we can do that again. Green flag flies. Back on the way. And it is full steam ahead now in a side-by-side fight. Blackburn, taking it low, is going to have the edge through the opening corners. Now does Kasinger have a chance to fight back at the line, barely leading that lap by perhaps less than 1/100th of a second. Now Blackburn is putting all of that right side on. There goes the 714. Caution is out. Kasinger from first to last. New race leader. It is Blackburn, and there's some contact. Clear as day, Colby does not like the way he's being raced. Watch this entire run and judge for yourself. Interesting that Colby Kasinger decided to take the high side. What we've seen so far, that low groove has been much better. So the 48 went low and just stuck it there. And in doing so, he was able to knock the 714 out of the way, and the caution flies. That is rough racing. I mean, there is no, you can't say anything besides that is rough. It really is. And you can see a frustrated Colby Kasinger runs right up to the 48. It's going to be fun to watch them do it again, because look at this. Kasinger is still scored as the leader, it appears. Colby will get down to the bottom and fight once more. The battle is on between your two leading men, and Carson Sherry now waits in the wings, as does Ian Lindell for another shot to get in the mix. Green flags out. The preferential groove is given to the 714 of Kasinger. You see there Blackburn trying to use the chrome horn. He can't quite. He'll stay behind as we go now for our 4th restart of the day. Talk about close quarters. It's Blackburn still all over Kasinger. Ian Lindell up to a race high third. Spins. Takes out Sherry, Dressler, and Dalton McBride. Caution is out. Another harsh hit. Watch this. Up high. Dalton is taken, as is a huge hit there for Carson Sherry. And that again was just the result of some rough racing. The 55 all over the back end of your top 2 drivers comes up, and a checkup is going to knock him right out of line. Caution's out. This is your 5th of the day, 3rd in the last 7 laps. Slowly but surely, we are chipping away at the green flag laps we have left. We're going to be down to 13 at most when we continue on. The field will continue under the leadership, of course, that iRacing pace truck. Colby Kasinger has got the inside, set to fight again. Green flags out. Colby Kasinger going to get a nice launch and clear, just barely clear, Dylan Blackburn. That was a critical moment, that immediate launch, and the caution flag is already out. Going to keep him with the lead, but I think Dalton McBride among those with problems. Yes, 2-car incident. It involves Landon Westerman. Westerman just got loose right on the launch and spun around. So fast yellow for a brief incident. 14 laps to go. We'll have 13 left when we return. Two by two again. Carson Cherry now falling, of course, to the back half of the field, the lowest spot he's been in all night. Remember, starting off the season with 3 consecutive podiums. The standard is high for Cherry. He's going to want to make it back up there soon. 1 to green this time around. Set to battle again. It's toe-to-toe. Blackburn nor Kasinger have been shy when it comes to how exactly they go at each other. They fight, and they are not afraid to keep fighting. They've gone door to door. They've been side to side. They've been banging off each other's door panels all throughout. Another big pile up immediately. We stay green. That was Westerman and Krudoff, but we're still at it with restart number 6. Blackburn side by side with Kasinger. Colby taking it all the way down low. Blackburn looking to get a run off top to make it a high side fight, but he can't get there. Cleared again with a dozen laps. Still to play. Can he do it now? Blackburn gets low. A little bit of contact. Once, twice, shoves into the corner. Gotta stay on the power of your Kasinger. That's what he does. Colby, unafraid, will not leave himself off the throttle. He stays flat out and keeps moving. He doesn't relinquish the position either. That's a good call from Colby Kasinger. Blackburn is putting down a lot of pressure, but now he's feeling it. Ian Lindell gets into a situation where he can also put a little bit more down. Carson Cherry back and forth. Still wouldn't be the best of runs for him, but by all means, he is ready to keep on battling. 10 laps to go. Arriving quickly, the last moments of this race. 9 laps remaining. Up high goes Dylan Blackburn. Colby Kasinger remains out in front. Keep in mind, he's still led every lap today. When he was spun out of the lead, the caution was called with him leading at the scoring loop. So still, he has been the unanimous leader. That might change now. Blackburn, good run through 3. Does he get it out of 4? Yes, he did. Just barely at the line. Kasinger put in second. It'll be Dylan Blackburn leading and now clear. Kasinger spins. This time he will not stay in the lead. The caution's out. And he slammed on the way through. Oh, Colby Kasinger to second, but a big, big blow to his confidence. Watch this. Side by side with Blackburn, who leads his first lap of the day with 8 laps remaining. Spun by Ian Lindell, just moved up the track. Caution's out. And Colby Kasinger is disqualified. Here's why. Well, that's why. The internet connection makes it hard to see, but very clearly, some intentional contact under yellow and conflict rising, this time with a 226. Tempers flare. And the dominant driver this race is out. It is Blackburn's race to lose with a single file restart up next. 7 laps to go. Coming to 6. We're green again. Blackburn with the launch and a great one. It's now 6 laps to go to finish it off here in Lanier. Coming to 5 this time by Ian Lindell with a chance to even sneak away with a win, something we hadn't considered all night long, and yet it looks like now it is very possible. 5 remaining. Lindell is in second. Carson Cherry now, the back man of the podium, still in 3rd place. Blackburn, though, now with really no competition around him. Lindell just has to go through these last laps mistake-free. Not easy to do that when you're side by side. A little bit easier now. The pressure is immediately off him. 3 to go this time. Mounting his final charge, it is Ian Lindell. Lindell getting all the way up top, which has been the dominant groove all night long. Looks like for the time being, it's not working out. 2, coming to 1 lap to go now. Blackburn getting himself up to the top, ripping it. Big slide job from Lindell. He cuts a little bit of the distance. Can't do it that time by through 1 and 2 either. One final shot, one final set of corners. Lindell dives as deep as he can, but it is no use. Dylan Blackburn snipes through the field, makes it back up front, wins in Lanier. And it's an unexpected win. He didn't dominate the first 30, but he took control in the final 10. That's what matters. Caution. Well, the last one made a big difference. Dylan Blackburn, your winning man. And the podium lined up there with Lindell and Carson Sherry. Landon Westerman right alongside. He finishes P6 on the day. Before we go to your post-race coverage, we will be right back after a message from our friends at JT Graphics. Check them out and stay with us for our podium interviews and our official race results. You're watching the David vs. Goliath Series live on FTN. Coverage from Lanier continues after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Fast-paced action with some short runs to end it off. We're back with coverage of the David vs. Goliath Series, brought to you by Cherry Cinematography. Your race results from the Lanier National Speedway go as follows. The winning man is Dylan Blackburn. He'll get the job done over Ian Lindell in P2, third in Carson Sherry, and fourth in Hunter Dressler, with Jamie Krudoff, Landon Westerman, Dalton McBride, and Colby Kasinger wrapping up your field tonight. Kasinger disqualified. Dalton, the only driver to finish off the lead lap. Fast-paced, no doubt about it. And for Dylan Blackburn, this race came and went, but it didn't come without its highs and lows. And he'll come back to victory lane with another strong performance here in Lanier. Dylan, how about the night you had? Finally, of course, making it happen. The first 30 laps didn't quite go your way. You were close, but the checkered flag was yours when it's all said and done here in Lanier.
Oh, yeah, I had the fastest car. I felt like all race. It's just taking a little beating and banging, using what the car gives to me, and just taking my time. I had to be really patient with that one, but I had a lot of fun.
Now, first and foremost, we saw the racing in the heat race was high side dominated, but it changed as the race went on. So adapting to the track lanes. Can you talk us through that experience?
Yeah, that was really, really weird. It took me like a good 20 laps to get adapted. Like right about when I started like making runs on Carson for second, I started kind of figuring it out because I was so used to the top and I was really good on the top. So I was expecting it to be up there and expecting to do good up there. So I went up there for the first couple laps, didn't really work. I saw Carson kind of running a cut down and then that went away pretty quick. But in 3 and 4, it kind of stayed there. So I'd use that to get runs on Colby and then it ended up all working out.
And of course, the battle you had up in front, you and Colby Kasinger going at it, going side by side. It looked pretty intense. What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good racing, you know. They gave us bumpers for a reason. We got Nerf parts for a reason, so I might as well use it because they've been. I'm not gonna say no names, but some certain people have been using it on me all season, and I'm tired of taking crap. But I thought it was a pretty good race. I tried my best not to wreck him. We did get into it one time, but we were both kind of blinking. There's like not much we can do about that, but it was a pretty good race.
Now, with the victory, of course, here in Lanier, the momentum for you, it's been great as of late. You've had good run after good run after good run. Now, I got to wonder, what's the expectation now? Looking at the schedule, what we have from here, we're going to have our next race at Kern County, another 40-lap fight. What do you think you can do as we go to one of our bigger tracks on the schedule?
I'm so excited, man. These bigger tracks, I love them so much. I'm super good at keeping up my momentum. They can get racy at some times, and you got to be really, really consistent. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, with that said, Dylan Blackburn, victory is yours again. Checkered flag here in Lanier. Any final shout-outs you'd like to send? The floor is yours.
I'd like to give a shout-out to Mitch Maynard and Carson Cherry with Two Fat Guys Promotions. Best racing on the sim, my opinion. They do really good adminning, the best they can with the people in the field. I want to thank Majula Speed Shop for always helping me out, Cushion Pushing Media, and Mr. Smith Race Wraps.
Dylan Blackburn, the winning man here from Lanier Raceway. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Blackburn on the move. Just after him ending the action tonight, finishing in second, it is Ian Lindell. Lindell had an up and down night, but definitely ended it on a good note. Let's speak to the man who finished P2 right up next. Ian Lindell, second on the day, and a good run at the end to make it to the middle of the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fun one. Definitely way dicier than I anticipated it to be, but it was definitely a fun one.
Now, of course, for you, having to work up and down the racetrack a few times, what was it like dealing with the field here at Lanier? Looked pretty hard to pass, especially to start.
Yeah. After the heat race, I started on the bottom and third. I was like, oh, I finally get to the front of the heat race, and bottom was not there at all. So I got a freight train on the top, but come to warm up, and I was like, it's still going to be on the top. But I started on the top side in the features, so I was happy about that. And then yeah, just a couple mishaps with cautions and stuff, but was still able to just gather it back up. And towards the end, it was through the middle, and I feel like I had a lot of speed through there, and just trying to work my way up. Wish I could have had a better battlefield lead there at the end, but Dylan was just a little quicker than I was. I'm still hunting for that the sticker and the win.
Very close to getting it tonight. You think if there was a little bit more time, maybe you could have done something?
A little bit more time. I think that one was just a little bit out of my reach. Having to work from the back to the front kind of toasted my tires a little bit. Wasn't really looking at saving after I was at the rear of the field. I was more just head forward, eyes forward, a little bit above my air cleaner. But yeah, just I think that one was just a little bit out of reach just from the mishaps happening in the race. But that's racing. It happens.
Well, with that said, still second place and a great run as we head toward our next one in Kern County. Until then, Ian, any final comments you'd like to leave us with? Last shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at TCM Motorsports, everybody at Coast to Coast Sim Sports, Majula Speed Shop, Gaylor's Garage, Dirt Gangster Apparel, and Exodus Designs.
Ian Lindell, second on the day here from Lanier. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Last driver to speak with is your third place finisher, and it was tight to get there to the end for Carson Cherry. He was up and down the podium, was definitely in the fight for the lead, and either way, the top threes keep on coming for this man, and we'll speak with him now. Carson Cherry, no stranger to the podium. You found your way back again tonight.
Hey man, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, and it looks like the 226 car came out of it with a top 3, which is a good thing to have.
Yeah, man. I wasn't as fast as I was last week, but hey, man, I'm still here. Top 3.
And the points keep on coming. I think that's been the biggest thing. Consistency is a big, big deal. What was it like for you? I mean, for the most part, you were just outside the leading battle. You watched the top 2 race. So were you playing your cards just trying to lay back, or did you want to get yourself in the fight?
I mean, I was trying to save, but I was also trying to, keep pace, because I knew if I could keep pace, then I could maybe get around him. But I mean, yeah, the points keep coming, which I'm glad for. I'm just show up every week and do my best, and sometimes that's enough, sometimes it's not, and just thankful for this opportunity. Thankful to be here.
Now, of course, final few races, they're ahead of us. You have big, big points, of course, with podiums and victories to keep in mind. You have a big edge in this title fight when we go next to Kern County. What's the goal as we head toward the last moments of the season?
Honestly, just keep doing what I've been doing. I mean, stay consistent, then it pays off. I got my buddy Dylan racing with me, and my buddy Landon joining me tonight, so I'm thankful for them two guys. It's not on Dylan's car yet, but Trey Motorsports is really coming in full swing, and like I said, man, I'm just glad to be here. I mean, I don't really get to race much and often, but whenever I do, I'm glad I can still do it.
With that said, great night tonight for the team, keeping the momentum. You've mentioned you've had even better weeks. And now, of course, the standard set pretty high for the final few weeks. So until we go racing again, any final comments you'd like to leave us with? Last shout-outs before we head at it next week?
First off, I want to thank, Dylan and Westy. I mean, they didn't have to take times out of their days to come and race with us. And I want to thank Ian and Dressler and Jamie. I mean, you guys have been showing up constantly and weekly, and same with Colby. I appreciate you guys a lot. I feel like we don't get the car count that we really deserve, but I also want to thank my mom and dad. Without them, I wouldn't be here, and chasing chicken flags every now and then. And I want to thank Team Purpose. I mean, they usually take a pretty big chance on me, and I'm glad I can keep putting their name out there. They're a big mental health team, and especially for men's mental health. So I appreciate everything they do. They've helped me a lot. Obviously, I just thanked my mom, but I got to thank the Mama Cherry fan club, because obviously Mama Cherry. And you, man, you don't have to do this, but you do, and it means a lot to me. Also, if you're interested in racing for us and racing with us, you can register for the 4th annual Truckers Tangle. It's gonna be Pro 2 trucks ran at Lima Land. It's gonna be a custom fixed setup, and it's gonna be a blast, man.
Carson Sherry, 3rd on the night here. Strong run after strong run in the David versus Goliath Series, and wrapping up the podium again. Thank you for your time.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Well, you've heard it now from all of your top 3 drivers. Carson Cherry gets away with 3rd, Ian Lindell with 2nd, and Dylan Blackburn. He is the last of those drivers we mentioned, but the first in this race. It was a hard-fought battle for him to get there, but once Kasinger set it free, the 48 had no choice but to go out there and win. Night's over here from Lanier. We go next racing on FTN tomorrow with 2 broadcasts. Saturday Night Thunder, the regular show, will be accompanied by a brand new entry to the FTN family. We will be welcoming in tomorrow night the NSR Gen 4 Cup Series. Look out for their very first race on the network at about 9 o'clock. That will be, of course, tomorrow, 8 p.m., the feature SNT continues on. It's a doubleheader on the weekends now, and at FTN, we're very excited to bring back that level of coverage. But until then, thank you for tuning in to the Night Racing. I've been your commentator and producer, hosting David Kreutz, and of course, this has been the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions David vs. the Goliath Series, round number 6 from Lanier. Congratulations to Dylan Blackburn on a thrilling victory. We hope to see you all next week at Kern County, tomorrow with SNT and NSR, and until then, we hope you have a fantastic night.
"10 weeks, one champion. It all comes down to this. Brace yourself. 350 horses on a rampage. The Outlaw Dirt Series Sportsman Modifieds are coming to Shaggy TV. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Sportsman Modifieds will roar to life across 10 of iRacing's amazing dirt tracks, starting at Lanier and ending at Oswego. You just gotta be there." Cherry Cinematography, specializing in iRacing photography, has deals to suit all your needs. With deals like 5 for 10, 10 for 20, 15 for 30, and 20 for 60, you cannot go wrong. You can reach out to Carson Cherry 226 on Discord. That's CARSON Cherry 226.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels of squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
The TFG Sport Compact Series is coming back to Right Rear Racing on Friday, December 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Watch it live on YouTube with Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettis clash at historic Nashville Fairgrounds. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique. Cherry Cinematography.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
You have something in your mind, you are able to create it, build it, and then someone from the other side of the world came and tell you that they want to spread this product to 50 countries in the world, so it's a huge personal achievement.
Welcome to the Underdog Racing Podcast, where we talk to NASCAR drivers from all over the great country of America. Each week, we chat about the latest races, share stories from the track, and get to know the drivers behind the wheel. We break down the action, hear from drivers about their experiences, and dive into what drives them to keep racing. Whether you're a longtime NASCAR fan or just curious about the sport, this is the place for you. So tune in to the Underdog Racing Podcast, your inside look at the world of NASCAR. Catch us every Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern.